now, Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405. Your In Focus continues this hour. We hear how cybercrime is impacting on digitization of banks in the country. Also, farmers in KwaZulu-Natal need 100 million to recover from the devastation of the floods. But we begin this hour conversation with the mayor of the city of Tshwane. He delivered his 2022 State of the City address and what he'll be prioritizing in this financial year. First, though, a look at what's needed. South Africa records over 4,000 new COVID-19 infections in a reporting cycle. As mobile operations continue in flood-ravaged KwaZulu-Natal, farmers are counting the cost. Meanwhile, over 400 families have been affected and infrastructure has been washed away in heavy downpours in the Eastern Cape. Back with you tonight on In Focus. City of Tshwane Mayor Randall Williams delivered his State of the City address today, prioritizing 10 strategic areas, including water and electricity infrastructure. Here to unpack the State of the City address, I'm joined now by the Tshwane Mayor Randall Williams. Mayor, good evening. Good to have you with us tonight here on In Focus. Talking of the key point of water and service delivery of electricity, how are you dealing with the debt of 635 million to Eskom?
Good evening, and thank you for this opportunity. Actually, the debt was over 800 million, and that was merely for 1 month. So that was paid. That was for the month of July, and that was paid. So we fully paid up every month.
So I'm saying so you've caught up with all your payment, and that will not affect your delivery of services. However, there are issues that you are raising around the delivery of services of electricity, where Eskom is wanting to deliver electricity directly to the Mooikloof mega city outside Pretoria. Tell me what your concerns are there.
Well, that's a totally different issue. Municipalities have the right to deliver to retail electricity to their customers in their area. And Eskom now wants to do something new. Eskom, for example, provides electricity to areas like Soweto. They're trying to offload the Soweto area to the city of Joburg. What they're trying to do now is to get what they consider to be rich areas. They want rich customers. So now there's this Mooikloof development in a well-to-do area of the city of Tshwane with about 30,000 units, and they want those people as their customers. So they're looking for rich customers, and they're offloading poor customers.
And you're saying this certainly will impact on your collection and your revenue, and that is a critical area for you.
Well, SALGA has now, on behalf of all municipalities, taken a case to court to state that it's the right of municipalities to deliver such services in their areas. And well, we'll have to wait for the outcome of that court case. And that will certainly support the position of the city of Tshwane.
Now, how are you planning to prioritize your commitments made today in as far as those 10 areas, particularly when it comes to the delivery of services to township areas of Tshwane, where the Democratic Alliance has in the past consistently been accused of neglecting those areas?
Well, that's absolutely not true. We make provision for all areas in the city of Tshwane. In the city of Tshwane, we are a very, very big city. We are more than twice the size of Joburg, 2.5 times the size of Cape Town. So the geographical area is over 6,300 square kilometers with 107 wards. It's a massive area. So what we do is you have a process which is prescribed in terms of municipal legislation, that you have to go through an IDP process, you have to get a budget approved, and during the financial year, you're not allowed to change the items in the budget. What you're only allowed to do when it comes to mid-year, you're allowed to move funds from one project in the same program to another one. But it's not that a government comes in and just decide, oh no, because it's our supporters living in that area, we're going to change the budget and we'll just spend where we want to spend. A local government doesn't work like that. All the budgets are pre-planned and it's approved by the end of May. End of May, Council approves a budget, and that's the budget for the new financial year from the 1st of July until the 30th of June. So there's absolutely no truth that when a different government comes in the middle of the year, suddenly the budget changes. It's not true. So what we've done in 2020, when we were placed under administration for 8 months by the Gauteng provincial government, we knew that we were going to face serious challenges when we came back. So we designed a 10-point plan, which was then we started implementing it from the 1st of November 2020. And we will have to continue to implement that plan for the next number of years. It's going to take a long time to turn the city around, but already we're starting to make good progress. If you look at our audited statements for the financial year where we had the administrators governing the city, they incurred a deficit on our operating budget of 4.3 billion rands by the 30th of June of 2020. The following financial year, 30th of June 2021, last year, when we were running the city, we reduced the 4.3 billion rand deficit to 613 million rands. And for this current financial year, we are looking at finishing the financial year with a small surplus of 25 million rands. So we within 2 years, we are going to do away with that 4.3 billion rand deficit. So we are making progress.
Let's talk about some of the features that you're bringing in, particularly when it comes to technology. You've introduced a new functionality as far as dealing with the billing challenges, and you're saying now residents of Tshwane will be able to interact with consultants via Zoom to be able to raise some of these issues. How is this going to, I suppose, deliver on some of the fundamental issues that people have been raising around the billing?
Look, we've got our customer care services that are open during working hours, and sometimes the working hours stretches till 6 p.m. But what we've also done, we piloted a new online function for residents that can't make it to our customer care centers during working hours. So after hours, we've been piloting the Zoom, a Zoom functionality where residents can then interact with consultants from the city as far as billing queries are concerned. And what we also want to do, because we know there's a lack of infrastructure in townships, we've got all these community centers and other centers that belong to the municipality in a number of our regions. We've got 7 regions. So we also want to make these online facilities available in municipal facilities so that the local community can also access this after-hours service.
You are beefing up your urban search and rescue teams as well as delivery of services via the Tshwane Metro. Tell us of your vision and how you expect these units to be operating.
Well, we've got one of the best emergency services, especially our fire department, one of the best fire departments in the country, with some of the best equipment in this country. So we were also able to send a team of about, I think, 28 members to KZN to help support in the search and rescue in KZN. So we also provide services like, for example, when we had those 2 fires in Joburg, last year the hospital, before that the bank, Lisbon, I think, we also supply them with firefighters and fire trucks. So we're able to provide services to other municipalities as well.
What's your plan and then your response? I mean, seeing the kind of devastation that we are dealing with currently in KwaZulu-Natal, as far as those in your city who are building on the flood lines, especially in that area that previously, of course, was a challenge where you're seeing people returning there?
Well, this has been going on for the last 3 years, that we've been warning people, please do not construct any of your shacks on a riverbed. And that's precisely what happened in Mamelodi. And then you saw the Mamelodi floods, because people believe that if I build my shack in a certain area and the municipality is forced to relocate me, I will automatically go to the top of the housing list. That's unfortunately the mentality of some of the people. And people keep on forgetting that human settlement is not a constitutional function of local government. It's a function of national and provincial government. So what we do is, yes, we do build RDP houses, but that is not our RDP houses. We build it on behalf of the provincial government, who then give us grants to perform this function on their behalf. And so we also have now in Tshwane over 200 informal settlements. We've identified that from our side, we also need to provide for those people. So 145 of the informal settlements, we've established that those are areas that are habitable. So we've instructed our town planning department to go ahead and start with the township establishment, and so that we can provide permanent stands to the residents. So far we've allocated over 11,000 stands, permanent stands, and we're in the process of allocating another 4,080 permanent stands, and we provide all the rudimentary services, water, electricity, to these, and sewage, of course, to these stands.
Do you have a long-term solution, though, to the Eerste Fabriek issue, where you're able to close off that particular riverbank so no informal settlement would establish?
Look, that is what we will have to do. But unfortunately, the law is currently, and that if we relocate people, no matter where they are, we must find them alternative accommodation. And it is a severe challenge that the city has to incur that cost, because we've got people that's been on the waiting list. Many people have been on the waiting list for 30 years. And then people that break the law then believe they can go to the top of that list. And also the challenge that we have in many of our informal settlements, unfortunately, we also have foreign nationals. And the city then has to incur the costs of also relocating foreign nationals. So it's a huge financial burden on especially the metropolitan municipalities.
And finally, Mayor, as I let you go, the Olivenbosch area has also been experiencing outages in particular for a while. What's being done to deal with the fixing of the Noordwest substation or transformer, particularly in your latest budget?
No, it's the substations. What we've done, if you have a chance to read my speech, we're doing a number of upgrades to a number of substations. And one of the substations also Cosmosdal, that we're increasing the capacity massively. We just finished, for example, in Bonacor. The substation there was commissioned in 1939. So our infrastructure is very, very old. And nothing has been done for the last 50 years to upgrade that infrastructure. So now finally we're paying the price. And we have to upgrade. So we've upgraded the Bonacor substation, and the new substation started functioning from February. We've got a number of other substations that we will be financing during the new financial year, and we will be expanding capacity.
Mayor Randall Williams, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for your patience and coming on tonight. That's the Mayor of the City of Tshwane there, Randall Williams. When we